Development for the 2024 MotoGP season is in full flow already as several big names made their first appearance of 2024. After sitting out day one, Fabio Quartararo, Alex Rins, Joan Mir, Luca Marini, Johann Zarco, and Takaki Nakagami all hit the Sepang circuit for the first time, joining rookie Pedro Acosta and every manufacturer's test teams. Pol Espargaro was fastest for KTM ahead of Quartararo, while Acosta was just plus 0.007s down on the 2021 world champion. But as we wait for the first official test, new innovations were again catching the eyes of many, starting with KTM and their new front fender. Here's Dani Pedrosa testing the new Aero piece from the Austrian brand. One of the manufacturers who have taken development to a new level ahead of 2024 is Aprilia, who have new Aero on the front and rear of their bikes. Test rider Lorenzo Savadori tested their new front winglet, which has the edges blending back into the front of the bike, while he also continued work on their Batmobile rear wing. Here's another close-up of the rear of the bike. Like Aprilia, Honda have been busy testing a new Aero device on the rear of the bike. Here's Stefan Brawl testing an upgraded Stegosaurus-type rear winglet for the Japanese brand. Honda previously had the two Stegosaurus look due to the kite-shaped upright plates, which was famously introduced by Ducati, but here you can see the added section to the tail. The pioneers for development, Ducati's biggest attraction when it came to Aero was the side fairing. Michel Pirro is the only Ducati rider in attendance for the Shakedown test before their 8 full-time riders join the action next week. Yamaha have made the least amount of changes when it comes to their Aero package. Some black fairings were spotted aboard the M1, but they remain similar to the ones used at Valencia. 2024 MotoGP testing featuring race riders kicked off at Sepang in Malaysia with a 3-day shakedown, which concluded on Saturday evening. KTM riders set the pace on days 1 and 2 courtesy of star test riders Dani Pedrosa and Pol Espargaro. Race riders from Honda and Yamaha joined the action on day 2, their attendance possible due to the new concession rules, with Yamaha's former world champion Fabio Quartararo second fastest, plus 0.283s to Espargaro. Meanwhile, rookie Pedro Acosta turned heads by being fast on both days, including a close third, plus 0.290s, for Gasca's Tech 3 on Friday. With Espargaro setting a 1 minute and 58.241 seconds, lap times were expected to break into the 1 minute and 57 seconds on day 3, weather permitting. Acosta was fastest for most of the final day, improving to a test best of 1 minute and 58.189 seconds, but also suffering a fall at turn 11 at 13:30. Rider condition, okay. Light rain then began falling just before 1500 hours, but soon passed and dry testing resumed, with Acosta among those to head back out. But it was to prove a brief respite, with a thunderstorm and torrential rain arriving by 16:30, effectively ending the test and confirming Acosta as quickest. Acosta then went back out for wet laps in the final hour, alongside Lorenzo Savadori and Cal Crutchlow. Aerodynamics have been a big talking point so far this week, including innovative new ideas from Aprilia, with its Batmobile rear bodywork, KTM, front fender wing, and Ducati, which looks to have merged its 2023 fairings by combining downwash channels with a ground effect design. Honda has made radical changes throughout its RC213V, while Yamaha also has several Aero packages available. Now released from the engine design freeze, Honda and Yamaha also have the freedom to alter their power plants throughout this year. Track action at the Shakedown took place from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The official test, featuring all of the 2024 MotoGP race riders, will then be held from February 6th to 8th, with practice starts at the end of each day. Rider lap times have been listed for each bike used at the Shakedown Salvadori Road, 6 different Aprilias on day 3. The following is the overall best time for each rider. Set for his second title defense in World SBK, Alvaro Bautista will be hoping to put aside preseason testing woes to make it 3 in a row this season. Potentially joining Bautista in becoming a Ducati World Champion at the end of the year is Marc Marquez, who sealed a stunning switch from Honda to Gresini last year. Marquez will have to do something no one has ever done before, which is win the MotoGP title on a satellite bike. However, this is Marquez we're talking about. An 8-time world champion and a rider that many still believe to be the best in MotoGP with the right bike. And Bautista is hoping to see Marquez go as well as expected, which could result in a switch to the red of Lenovo Ducati in 2025. Speaking about Ducati's stunning lineup to DAZN, Bautista said they must be proud of it. This will allow them to raise the bar even further, if possible. Last year they were unbeatable and won everything. And this year, with a rider like Marc, it will be nice, but at the same time very complicated to manage. Because he is not an official rider. I sincerely hope to have him wearing red with me during the presentation of Ducati in 2025. Because that would mean that he will be part of the official team and that I too will continue to be in World SBK at Ducati. Bautista did warn that tension and jealousy could boil over though, as the likes of Francesco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi won't want to be outdone by the incoming Marquez. Bautista added, "It will be interesting because there will be a lot of competition. I think there will come a time in the season when the tension will be palpable, as in 2024 almost all the riders will end their contracts. There will definitely be feelings of jealousy at Ducati because it has happened in the past. By mid-season, everyone will start fighting with determination and there will be incredible duels to try to show off." KTM remained on top of the 2024 Sepang MotoGP Shakedown test timesheets despite the arrival of Honda and Yamaha race riders on day 2. After Dani Pedrosa had set the pace with a 1 minute and 59.233 seconds on Thursday, it was the turn of new KTM testing teammate Pol Espargaro to take the limelight. Last year's Gasgas racer was quickest for most of the day courtesy of an early 1 minute and 58.241 seconds, comfortably under the official race lap record, but still 0.7s from the pole record by Francesco Bagnaia. Closest to Espargaro was Fabio Quartararo, the former world champion, heading a list of 6 race riders joining the action on day 2, courtesy of the new concession rules for Yamaha and Honda. Meanwhile, Gasgas Tech 3 rookie Pedro Acosta turned heads in third, the Spanish teenager cutting almost 1 second from his day 1 best to finish just 0.290s from Espargaro and effectively equal with Quartararo. An intense storm forced red flags to be waved at 4:30 p.m. Once the storm had passed, the track reopened at 5:30 p.m., but only Salvadori elected to make a brief appearance on wet tires. Quartararo's new factory teammate Alex Rins moved to 4th place, plus 0.409s, just before the storm arrived, demoting Pedrosa to 5th, plus 0.431s. Joan Mir was the top Honda rider in 6th place, 0.846s, a fraction ahead of new LCR rider Johan Zarco. Mir's Repsol teammate Luca Marini was the final rider within 1 second of Espargaro. Takaki Nakagami, LCR, HRC test rider Stefan Bradl, Yamaha test rider Cal Crutchlow, Ducati test rider Michel Pirro, and Aprilia's Lorenzo Salvadori completed the 13-rider lineup. Factories gathered more data on their latest Aero, including the debut of an innovative front fender mid-wing at KTM, but many suspect some manufacturers still have more up their sleeve. It is also not yet clear how many different types of engine specification each factory has available this week, let alone chassis and electronics upgrades. The third and final day of the shakedown takes place tomorrow, followed by a 2-day break and then the start of the official test, featuring all the 2024 grid, assuming Franco Morbidelli is past fit to ride.